Welcome to the part 2 of this tutorial. These are the materials you'll be using. I have my pattern from the part 1 of this video. I have this African prints to work with. I have a machine thread, a zipper, I have my thread, I have a zipper, I have my scissors, and I got a lining. So we are going to set this aside and I will show you how to cut the pattern for this skirt. Next, we are going to cut the skirt. You're going to fold your fabric once and place the pattern on it like so. You place the pattern on the folded part, you're going to pin it, and remember we did not add any seam allowance to this pattern. I left some space for the seam allowance. This will also account for the zipper allowance. Make sure you pin your fabric very well. The next thing you want to do, you want to take your skirt length measurement. Remember that this skirt is going to have a band. If your skirt length is 30, remove the band allowance, which is 2 inches, and mark 28. Now I'm just adding the waist seam allowance. The next thing I'm going to mark is my skirt length. And make sure you remember to cut 3 of this, because we are going to plait the skirt. Cut out 3 of this. After marking the skirt length, the next thing you're going to do is to cut out the skirts. Make sure you take your time to cut accurately, because if you don't cut accurately, it is what you cut you're going to sew. Make sure you avoid mistake in all your dresses or whatsoever you are, or whatsoever project you're working on. I'm just going in to cut out the first skirt pattern, and we are going to cut out 3 of these, so we have 2 left to cut out. Next, after you cut it out, make sure you transfer your notches to the fabric. The notches, the pleat notch to the fabric. Make sure you notch your grease line at all. You can see we have one side of the fabric showing after the pattern. That account for the seam allowance. Is also going to account for the zipper allowance as well. Now I'm just transferring the pleat notch to the fabric, and once I am done, I'm going to cut out 2 more and also transfer the pleat notch to the skirt. And after you're done transferring the notches, this is what you should have. I'm going to bring the camera closer for you guys to see what your skirts should look like at this point. Now you can see that we have a whole piece to work with. Make sure you cut 2 more to make it 3. I've gone ahead to cut out 2 more and also cut out my band for the skirt. Let's count it. And I went ahead to transfer my notches as well. So this is 1, 2, 3. So the next thing you want to do next is transfer your notch to the fabric. So I also have my band. My band is 5 by my waist plus zipper allowance, and I added an interfacing. My lining, I cut an half cycle skirt for the lining. We only have 1 piece for the lining. Cut out an half cycle skirt for your lining. You only need 1 piece for your lining. I'm just going to unpin my pattern from the fabric and then sew the side seam. Next, you want to unpin your skirt and merge side seam to side seam together. You take this to your sewing machine and stitch the side seam together. So once I'm done, I'll bring it back for you guys to see. You can see what we have. I also give it a nice press. You can see what the skirt is looking like at this point. The next thing you want to do, you want to start pleating. So I'm going to pick my first pleat and I'll pleat it towards the center back. So you pick your first pleat and pleat it towards the center back. Okay, make sure it's touching the seam allowance on the center back. Can you see? You're going to pick the first piece and you're going to pin it down. You use your pin to pin it down. Then you pick the next place and pin it towards the grease line. So I'm just picking the next place and pin it towards the grease line. Okay, that's what we have. You pin it towards the grease line. Okay, next you're going to pin the next plate towards the grease line as well. Make sure it's relaxed. You can use your iron to iron it down. So I pleat it towards the grease line. So you're going to pin this as well. Then the next plate towards the next grease line. You take the next plate towards the next grease line. So that's how you're going to continue plating until you are done plating the skirts. And after I was done plating the skirt, I fitted it, and this is what it was looking like on me. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and top stitch on my plates. And after then, I will install my zipper and my band. Next, you want to add your lining to the wrong side of the skirt. You just pin the line. You can see that the lining do not have a pleat. Make sure you cut an half cycle skirt and add your zipper. After then, you're going to add your band. So just pin it to the wrong side. I've added an interfacing. I folded my band in half before pinning it to the skirt. You can see we have three layers: the band, the skirt, and the lining. And after I was done stitching them together, I took it to my serger and serged the raw edges. I serged the hem of the skirt as well as the lining. And this is what you should have at the end of the day. You can see how neat the skirt is. We've added the band. This is what your skirt should be looking like at the end of the day. The next thing you want to do, you want to add your zipper. Add your zipper to the skirt. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Make sure you remove the excess threading. You want your skirt to be looking nice and fresh. Remove the thread that you don't want. The next thing you want to do from here, you want to add, measure your waistline to be sure that it is correct. So we have only the zipper allowance left. The next thing you want to do, you want to add the zipper allowance. So this is the zip, the skirt zip. Make sure you always use an original zip when you want to add zipper. Then next, you are going to hem the skirt. You're going to fold it by 2/8 of an inch or half an inch, depending on the seam allowance that you added. So once we are done, I'll bring it back. And this was the skirt after I was done stitching it together. You can see how nice and beautiful the whole piece came out. I styled it with an alternate top, and this is the skirt when I put it on. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumb up Feel free to like and share the video, and please don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Have a nice day, and once again, my name is Omoyega Oluwatosin. Bye.